The family of Danny Ray Thomas, he's a Houston man who was killed by a Harris County Sheriff's deputy back in 2018. Well, they have filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the officer who shot him. His family is being represented by attorney Ben Crump, who has been involved in several high-profile wrongful death cases. That includes the murder of George Floyd. Crump filed the lawsuit against Cameron Brewer, a deputy who was found not guilty of the shooting. Video that shows Thomas walking down a street unarmed with his pants around his ankles seconds before being shot by the deputy. And that video created a public outcry for justice. Thomas's family says he was suffering from a mental health episode at the time of that incident.
No, mental health matters. Protect our mental. Protect our mental, because it does matter at the end of the day. My brother didn't ask to be shot down in broad daylight. He was not a violent person. He was not trying to harm the officer. In fact, he couldn't even speak to let the officer know that he needed help.
All right, so now we're joined by Sherman Desselle looking into this lawsuit. So what exactly is in the lawsuit with what the attorneys are wanting?
Yeah, in the lawsuit, Crump says that the deputy, Cameron Brewer, was grossly negligent and violated Thomas's state constitutional rights. Now, the first trial, it was a criminal case, and the officer was cleared of all those charges. But Crump says in this civil trial, he's going to be able to prove to the jury how unreasonable the officer's actions were, especially since Danny Ray Thomas was struggling before his death.
And even though, for reasons that are inexplicable to us when you look at that video, they said it wasn't clear beyond a reasonable doubt, where it's a different standard in civil court. It's about reasonableness.
And I'm sure that advocates have their voices. What are they saying when it comes to this situation?
Yeah, caught up with Charles Blaine from the Urban Reform Institute. He's one of our regular Fox 26 contributors. He says it depends on how they present it in court, but the argument on Thomas's civil rights being violated is something that the people can resonate with, something that a jury may support. He says more pushback is happening across the country, people fighting for their rights, but he also says it's very important that the people understand their rights before the event that they have an unfavorable encounter with police.
Those things, they seem so simple on their face, but they're actually very important, because I think people would be shocked to see how few people actually do show up and make those complaints, or even showing up to other things like the citywide PIP meetings that the police department holds, because it does give you a better idea of policing. It lets you meet them face to face, and it kind of tears down some of those walls.
So again, Ben Crump at the courthouse steps with Danny Ray Thomas's family, along with other families of people killed under police custody. They say that they got what they need to prove wrongful death in this case, and we'll keep you informed on all the proceedings.
All right, Sherman Desselle with that breakdown for us. Thank you so much.